And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know, this I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more.
Hi, I'm Ziad.
Hi, I'm Balram.
Juan.
Princess.
And this is our game. It's called Beetle. We're Team Echo. And here I worked on some of the parts that has to do with passing turns between players and kind of organizing all of the code and determining which body parts of the beetle have been drawn.
I designed the parts of the code that decide which player goes first, and the part of the code that draws the first part of the graph, or the beetle body.
I made the GUI, getting it to look nice and have all our stuff there, and then organizing their code using the handles and the functions needed for the GUI.
And I work on the graphing, so what I did is I find out different graphs to design our beetle using plotting function. So in order to use a plotting function, we use parametric functions for it.
So basically the way the game works is you have to decide who rolls first by whoever gets the highest roll in the beginning. And after that you have to find the first player who's able to draw the whole beetle wins. But you can't draw any part of the beetle unless you draw the body first. So you have to roll a 6 in order to draw the body, as you'll see in the code. Let me demonstrate it. And after that, it's just every single other time you roll, you're going to draw a different part of the beetle. And if you happen to roll the same number again, but for example, both eyes have been drawn already, nothing will happen. You'll just redraw one of the eyes and the picture will look the same. And that's it. So here, we'll jump to the code right now. Alright, so here is our code. This is the main file that runs the game. It's the GUI. And here are the auto-generated functions here. And here we have all these flags that correspond to each of the body parts. So flag 1 are the eyes, flag 2 are the antennas, flag 3 are all 6 legs. 4 are the wings, 5 is the head, and 6 is the body. And we have that for each player, so player 1 and player 2. And what this keeps track of is, has each of the body parts been drawn yet? So like, has the left eye been drawn? Or has the right eye been drawn? Or on all the different legs, like top right, middle right, bottom right. And so once that body part has been drawn, each of these falses gets turned into a true. And that helps us down here when we go down to the roll button callback. So when you click the roll button, it checks whose turn it is first. So turn 1 means player 1. And then once it rolls, it's going to down here. When you roll, it's going to check if roll num is equal to 1, and it's going to start checking which eye has been drawn. So the way we have it set up, it's going to be sequentially drawn every time. It's always going to do the left eye. Here we have a separate function, draw left eye, and then after that the turn will be done, and you won't be able to draw any other body part other than that until it's your turn again. And then say you roll another 1, it's going to draw right eye. And then after that, if you already have both eyes, for example, and then you roll another 1, it's still going to, it's just going to draw over an existing eye you already have drawn. Had some technical difficulties, but back on track. So we just drew both eyes, and this goes the same. This process is the same for all the body parts and for both players. So as long as all the body parts are drawn, it doesn't matter. As long as you can draw over it, it will still be working. And the first player to draw all the body parts wins. And so we have to write all that code for both players. It's the same code. And then here's the part for player 2. And so these are the winning conditions. These basically just make sure everything is plotted before it starts playing the Beatles music, Twist and Shout, and playing our firework animation. So yeah, that's all it is. Now let's see the game run. Alright, so this is our game's GUI. So right here we have the roll button for each player to press and roll for their turn. This number represents the number that the player rolled, and that'll change for every roll. Up at the top we have text saying whose turn it is, and this text will say what the player will roll. It's kind of prompting the number. And on the left side we have the axes for player 1's Beetle graph, and on the right we have the graph for player 2. And so now, as you'll see, the first step is to determine who goes first. So player 1 will roll. So player 1 rolled a 4, and player 2 rolled a 2. So then that means player 1 will go first. So player 1 rolled a 5, which means that he can't draw anything yet, because you have to roll a 6 for the body to draw that before anything else. And so did player 2. So now we have to wait until the first person gets a 6 to draw the body. So there we go, player 1 drew the body first. So now player 1 can keep adding on the body parts, while player 2 has to keep waiting until it rolls a 6. So there's one leg for the player 1. There's the head. There's an antenna. See, player 1 just drew another leg. Poor player 2 has not drawn the body yet. So you see player 1 already drew the head, which is a 5, so then it just kind of drew over it in a different color. There's the other antenna for player 1. And there's a wing. Wow, there's an eye. Player 2 has not drawn the body yet. You can get pretty unlucky. So now we just keep rolling until, oh, finally player 2 drew the body. We keep rolling until we have a winner. And then you'll see the winning animation along with the sound. So player 1 just needs 3 more legs, so rolling 3 more times, 2 more times now. Player 2 is catching up. And you see every single time they roll a number they already rolled, and already have all the body parts for, they will just be drawn over. So player 1 just needs to roll a 3 one more time to win. Oh, so does player 2. It's going to be close. And there we have it. Player 2 actually won despite the slow start. So now if we click roll one more time, animation. Hooray! Fireworks everywhere! And that's our game.